Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Yes Academy podcast. And again, we have our guest, Jonathan from Ghana. And Jonathan, over the last couple of episodes, we have been talking about consumer buying behavior. Very interesting because if we don't understand our consumers, we won't grow our business.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Right? And we have been talking about Gen X and also the boomers in the last two episodes also. And basically, I believe that our audience will be also interested to know about Gen Y, and or we call them the Millennium generation, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's, without wasting further time, let's shoot away on Gen Y.
Yeah, with the Gen Ys. This is where there is a rapid rise of the internet. Okay. So they are shaped, their languages, everything is shaped through the internet.
It's between 81 to
1981
98,
to,
right?
yeah.
Sorry,
No.
81 to 98. Yeah.
81 to yes,
97, 97, 98?
yeah. Early rise of internet. So their buying rate is different. Okay, what makes them buy is different. I mean, they would rather buy based on emotions than logics, unlike the Gen X. So they buy identity. They don't buy logic. They buy identity. How you make them feel.
Let's just explain more about this identity in connection with Gen Y.
All right. So it is all about how you make them feel because identity drives your emotions. All right. And so with the Gen Ys, most often they love to be told stories. They love the final experience. How does this make me feel after buying it?
Yeah.
All right. And that is why we urge companies who are dealing with the Gen Ys to, instead of being logical like the Gen X, giving all the necessary information about the products or about the services you're selling, rather tell stories because story sells, story moves them. It gives them that emotion to be able to make a purchase.
Can I say that, for example, when they are coming up with messaging, right? For boomers and for Gen X, we can be more logical in terms of we talk about product features, then the benefits to you. But for Gen Y, we cannot talk about features
You
or
cannot
even
be logic
benefits.
with the Gen Y. You cannot be logic. You rather tell stories. Because what you sell to them will be meaning, will be emotions, and that is what drives their identity.
Like for example, using testimonies.
That's right.
Yeah, people who have used the products
That's right.
and just connect through stories with people emotionally.
That's right. So visual advertising became very popular during that generation. And that is why you see a lot of companies gaining that rise. Let me make an example of, let's say, a hair product company, and a Gen Y sees someone having a nice hair on the internet, advertising on how the person feels. That alone drives than what will be the content of the hair product you're using, what will be the brand style. No, they are not looking at that. They're looking at how it makes one feels after.
Yeah, because I also look at the differences in terms of how, for example, advertisements were shot were targeted towards the Gen X, for example, and towards the Gen Y. Now, for example, like baby powders, right? They are selling baby powders. They don't talk about the nutritions in the baby
For
powder.
the Gen Ys.
For Gen X.
For the Gen X.
Yeah. But when it comes to Gen Y, now what they are, in terms of the messaging, they are talking about the emotional connection between mother and child.
That's it.
Now, coming back, now when it comes to your business, right? How do you connect emotionally with this Gen Y?
Beautiful. And I made mention that in our business, we don't just sell product, we sell identity. I'll give you an example. For one of our distributors who happen to have a low self-esteem because he wasn't financially grounded to be providing in a space of a father and the space of a husband, and was able to get in touch with our community. We have a system we run through, and when the person saw how people are changing their lives through our amazing business opportunity, he tapped into it. It was easy for him to tap into. And because he was able to tap into, now I can tell you that his elevated his financial life status. And that story alone also becomes a story that magnetizes the purchasing style of every millennial who gets in touch with our business. Why am I saying this? Because they love the story. They love the fact that one can move from ground zero and elevate their financial lives. Okay, so they are always attached to emotions, and this is what our company is all about.
Wonderful, wonderful. We are going to go for a short break, and then after that, we are going to continue our discussion with Gen Y. Very interesting generations. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome again to our discussion on Gen Y. Very interesting, right? So let's continue. Now, we have been covering a few aspects in terms of Gen Y, in terms of building the identity. What about brand loyalty, Jonathan?
Yeah, very, very important. You need to understand that the Gen Ys are tagged more into socials, like the IGs, Facebook, and the rest for the Gen
social
Y.
medias, right?
Social media. So your brand identity must be very on point. I mean, you actually give them a sense of meaning for them to be buying from you. Unlike the Gen X and the baby boomers, I mean, they are more logically driven.
Yes, correct.
But when it comes to the Gen Ys, the millennials, their hands are always on the phone scrolling.
Oh, yes,
Okay, their hands are always on the phone scrolling. They want to watch reels, short videos to inform their decision.
Yes,
so
correct.
anytime a company sells to them, they just get on their socials and check if they can find a meaning to what you're selling. So what do companies do? Make sure that every company is active on socials, like the IGs and the Facebooks, and don't make things too long and cumbersome for them. Just be very short, be concise, tell a story that will make a meaning to them.
And that is why TikTok is now becoming so popular, because it is meant for short videos, right? Just put a video and just short one and bam. Whether they want to buy or they don't want to buy.
That's true. That's true.
Right. So, in terms of building that brand and to enhance that brand loyalty, what would you suggest companies to do to enhance that?
Simple. I mean, companies must understand, because we're talking of the Gen Ys.
Yeah, correct.
Companies must understand that they are being driven by emotions. So, in terms of brand loyalty, learn to build everything on stories, stories that will move, stories that will make a meaning to them.
And how do you get them to keep connecting with you?
Through stories.
Stories again.
Through stories.
Right. Yeah.
Through stories. I mean, why? Because they buy based on emotions. All right? They buy based on emotions. So tell a story that will move them.
What about having, like for example, very attractive promotions to attract them? Would that work?
With regards to the Gen Ys, promotions may help, but it is not too significant. I mean, what moves them is how you make them feel.
Okay.
How you
Okay.
make them feel. Yeah.
If they feel good about the product, then they will continue to use that product. And that is where that will help to build and enhance brand loyalty.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Then, in terms of the physical part of it, right, in terms of the communication, would you suggest more in terms of online or
Online.
combination or
Online, strictly online. Online, social media, strictly for the Gen Ys.
let's just share in terms of your company's experience in terms of how you connect, because I believe that you have Gen Ys too, isn't it?
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
A lot
Yeah.
of them. I'm a Gen Y.
Oh, you're a Gen Y, okay. Now, how do you build that connection in terms of stories, right? What kind of stories you all tell to attract these Gen Ys to come to you?
I mean, we as a company understood right from the beginning that story sells, information only tells. All right. So right from the beginning of our organization, we learned how to tell stories, how to connect what we are selling to make meaning for our generations, and to let you understand, our biggest target market are the Gen Ys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I would say that majority of your business comes from Gen Y.
When it comes to the product side, we have likely the Gen X purchasing more of our products. And when it comes to the business side, the identity side, where we offer platforms where people can make a lot of money, then the target will be the Gen Ys, and we have them a lot. Yeah.
So basically, what it means is that Gen Y, they are more attracted to
The opportunity.
the opportunities.
Yes,
The opportunities.
whereas the Gen X are more attracted to the product.
So Gen Ys are more on the consumer side. They use the product, and the Gen Y will be more on the to build to be their own entrepreneur.
Yeah, exactly.
What because I understand in your line of business there'll be a lot of attritions, people who will drop out. People who drop out because they find that they cannot find what I shall say, that they cannot look, they can see the opportunities, but they just wouldn't be that successful. How do you motivate these Gen Ys to continue and to have faith in the organization and in the support that is given provided?
So the beauty is, we came to understand that people rather would love to experience before they understand whatever you are selling or whatever you are promoting. So we came up with, in 2026, we are launching what we call the shift. All right, the shift is a more of aligning way of doing things, which simply means is we have a system, a culture where we don't push more into speed, but more calculated way of doing things. And therefore, it eliminates all the drop-offs, okay? Because we understand that a lot of people who get into the business because they are motivated to make money, they do things in an initial burst way, which burns them out at the longer period of time. But what if you have a simple calculated structure, a community where day after day consistently they experience new ways of doing things, and that is what the shift is all about for us.
Now, what will be your message to the potential Gen Ys who would like to explore and come into the business?
Yeah, I would like to say that, listen, we live in a connected economy now, all right? And for you to be experiencing financial status, and I believe as a Gen Y, if you were born between 1981 to 1998,
Seven, eight,
yeah. you have gotten to that sense of responsibility. There are a lot of them married now with kids.
Yeah.
They have to be looking for their own homes. But we as well understand that the old way of doing things, 9 to 5 hour job, is not sufficient enough to hold us. So why don't we build a community? Why don't we build a connected economy? And I believe one of the best way is the industry that we are portraying in. And for our company, we are taking you through the step by step. Don't assume instant success, because we are not a hype game play here. Don't assume instant success, but understand that consistency is what wins the race.
Yes, very true. Because I do understand that the Gen Y, they are very impatient. They
Yes.
want to see quick results.
Yeah.
And if they don't see quick results, they'll drop off.
They'll drop off. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is why I believe that message that you have actually sent out to everybody here is that in terms of Gen Y, yes, we have the the support system to support you. All you need to do is that give yourself the opportunity to explore
Yeah.
and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remember, one thing also very important that you brought up is that remember to keep telling stories.
Telling stories. If you don't have your own personal story, borrow the stories of others.
Oh, that is very nice, because when you compile all these stories together, it can be really
Exactly.
a very powerful message that you send out to the Gen Ys. Wonderful. And we have concluded our discussion on Gen Y. And please remember, if you have anything to comment or feedback, please put it down to the comment section. And please like and subscribe. And we will see you back in the next episodes, where we will going to cover in terms of the Gen Z and also the Alpha generation. See you in the next episode.